Welcome to this third and final session of the material we've been doing over the last 2 to 3 weeks in our home groups, and I hope you've enjoyed sharing the good news of faith with each other. You've basically been evangelizing each other for the last couple of weeks. Did you know that? Evangelism is just sharing the good news of Jesus. Well, as Christians in our church, in our home group, we can evangelize each other. And as we get better at evangelizing each other, well, we're going to get better at evangelizing the world. I hope you've been stirred and encouraged, and your hearts and your mouths have been equipped. Jesus, Luke 6, he says, for out of the heart the mouth speaks. Or in other words, for the mouth speaks what the heart is full of. As we stoke that fire in our hearts, as we encourage our hearts, we'll be equipping our mouths for sharing seeds, little seeds to scatter into conversation, in the hope, in the prayer that through God's will and his Spirit, good fruit might grow from conversations we have with those around us, who he's put in our ordinary lives and our ordinary relationships for ordinary conversations like this. Seeds to share. Here's the third seed to share. Here's the third sentence to finish. My faith helps me through a hard time when... My faith helped me through a hard time when. Last week I told you about the Talking Jesus survey, a UK-wide survey done to the same depth and robustness as any government survey done, and it came with some interesting results that might challenge what you think others think about you as a Christian. We can think that other people just think we are bigoted and outdated and narrow-minded on the wrong side of history. And that can prevent us, can't it, from entering into conversations where we'd be sharing our faith and even identifying ourselves as Christians. This survey, however, arms us with the facts to give us some real confidence. Listen to this, that the perception of us as Christians, as individuals, is incredibly good. According to the survey, 20% of people use the word encouraging, another 20% use the word authentic, a third said good-humoured, I don't know who they're looking at, and another third said generous. Get this, 50% of non-Christians in the survey said that the Christians that they knew were caring. And another 60% of non-Christians said that the Christians they knew as individuals were a very good friend. Because you are there for someone when they need a friend. You are there for someone when they need care and compassion. And because people go through hard times, and so do you. So what is it in those moments that you can gently share in the right way, in the right time, that might show that you care for a good friend? What might help them in the way that it's helped you? What got you through your hard thing that no other thing would get you through? What made the love of God precious at that time? How did your relationship with Jesus make sense of things? Jesus, the God who came and shares in our suffering, the God who came into our pit of pain, when every other person and every other religion, every other self-help bit of advice wants to shout down into the pit and try and pull you out of it. Jesus, the God-man, came down into our pit. He enters our pain, he knows our pain, and he promises our pain will not be the last thing. If you're a Christian, your pain is promised to end. Whether or not it ends in this physical life or not. My faith helped me through a hard time when ... And on this evening, I would encourage you to be vulnerable. I would encourage you to look after each other. Be pastoral evangelists this evening. And spend plenty of time praying for one another. Pray for particular situations. Pray for those you know who are walking through dark valleys. And pray too for those who, after these 3 weeks of sessions, we're looking at seeds to share. Pray too for those who we may be able to scatter those seeds into conversation with in the weeks to come.